Hello.
Welcome to the Mariah Report.
This is Back in Time.
Back in Time, Glitter Part 2.
Yeah.
I'm Dan Enriquez.
I'm Martin Burgess.
And here we are reliving
the glitter era.
The whole amazing era.
Yeah.
Even though like people sort of equate it as being bad, like there's a lot of good things going on.
Yeah, it was more of an era full of ups and downs.
Yes, we can say that because as fans, we were like so excited. Like this is the first time Mariah's done anything like this. So like the anticipation is like super high.
Yes.
So like everybody's super excited.
Yeah.
New single, Loverboy, like, ooh. And then all this other nonsense goes on. And we're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
How did this all happen?
I know, but also it was an interesting time because, you know, she left Sony, so they weren't controlling what kind of music she makes. So there's also that anticipation of like, what's she going to do?
This literally is like a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
So, you know, in episode 1, we talked a little bit about, you know, the concept of glitter and what it was and what it ended up being and all of that kind of stuff and sort of leading up to the first single and like anticipating the album release.
Yeah.
So go back and listen to that if you haven't. And after you're done with that, now you're here.
Yeah.
And we're diving in with Loverboy, the lead single.
Yeah. Also, what was kind of unusual for all of the madness that happened around Loverboy, before this, the Rainbow era was fine. She was fine.
Everything was great.
All the performances she did were good. The Rainbow tour was good.
Everything.
There's no indication that things were going to go awry.
No, not at all. Not that we could see. Although, you know, people think like Mariah just sort of like, you know, had her mental, emotional breakdown overnight.
Yeah.
It really was sort of like a slow buildup, but it was so behind the scenes that like we couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Because we were so focused on, the rainbow, everything being good and the tour and everything. But all the while, Mariah's working on glitter. And then she's filming another movie.
Yeah.
When she starts sort of like promoting glitter, she's also doing Wise Girls, like filming that. So it's like there's a lot going on that we can't see.
Yeah.
And that sort of ushers in Mariah's breakdown, if you will. So we're going to talk about that as well in this episode.
Right.
Because it all sort of like happened at once.
And she says like the major cause of everything breakdown-wise was that she just wasn't sleeping and getting overworked.
She wasn't sleeping. She wasn't eating. She wasn't taking care of herself because of all these things. Making sure the movie's finished, making sure the soundtrack is finished. Deadlines, and then filming the new movie, and all the while making music videos, doing interviews globally. You know, people always think like, you know, Mariah's just promoting here. She's promoting this globally all over the place. So she's constantly doing radio. She's doing photo shoots, this, that, and the other for every country. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And she also wants to prove to the new record label that, like, this is going to be good.
It was worth the money.
You know, it's all worth it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure involved with that.
Well, not even just the record label. When like the label invested in her all that money because they have shareholders who expect her to make a return on that investment.
There's money to be made.
But there's pressure. It's not just like, someone's going to lose money. No, like a lot of people are going to lose money. There's that extra stress.
Right, and even, you know, when she was in her former situation with the prior label and her former marriage, she also wants to prove that her going into the acting venue is a good thing because she was told for so long, no, don't do that. Like, stay in your lane. Like, don't go to acting. Just stick with music. And so she also wants to prove that, like,
she can do it.
Good. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this is the best now looking back at it.
Yeah.
But, you know, she has definitely proven herself through other acting venues outside of glitter.
Right. Well, you know, like we said last week, I bet it would have been completely different. Maybe her acting would have shone through if it was all that glitters that she wanted versus the glitters that we got.
Right, exactly.
She would have been more enthusiastic about it.
I hear that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the lead single.
Baby.
this point in time, in 2001, TRL is like the big thing.
Right.
And so Mariah is teaming up
on MTV.
Sort of teaming up with MTV because they're doing the making of the video. She's also going to be making appearances on TRL. And she also, in August of this summer of 2001, she's going to headline the big MTV 20th anniversary celebration. So like she and MTV are going hand in hand in a lot of promotional endeavors together. So the first thing they do is for the week of TRL, Monday through Friday, they're playing like 2 or 3 minutes of the making of the video for Loverboy. And then they like leads up to the premiere of the full music video that Friday. So that was big. Mariah every day on TRL.
Yeah.
I tuned in.
Yes.
I was there. I was like, I need my Loverboy.
Yeah.
I also believe that this was the first time that we were hearing Loverboy with the music video premiere.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't already on radio. It all sort of like came right there through MTV. And then they sent it out to radio. And then the single and all of that.
Was Loverboy getting delayed?
Not to my... Well, there was there was not a delay, but there was a rush to re-record it.
Right. That's what was happening.
Because of the sampleation situation.
Yeah.
Which of course we will talk about.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the song.
Yeah.
Because I love this song.
It took me a minute to get into it.
Really?
Well, at first I was like, oh, what is this? But then it grew on me like everything else.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I love the song because it reminds lyrically, it is so like not what you would think Mariah would be singing about.
Well, yeah. It's almost like she broke free from Sony and just went full scandalous.
Scandalation. But
lyrically and video.
But here's the thing.
wise.
I wonder if people really get the scandalation in the lyrics because remember it took people 20 years to understand what she was singing about in Honey.
Yeah.
I was like, if y'all even come to me in 20 years talking about, oh my God, I can't believe Mariah was so salacious with these lyrics in Loverboy, I'll die. I'll die.
I know.
Because she's nasty.
Yeah.
She's nasty up in here.
Yes. One more again.
One more again. But I love it when Mariah does that kind of stuff because there's, it's sort of like wink, wink.
Yeah.
Well,
she's clever at it.
She is.
I like disguising it.
Yeah. So she did have to switch the sample and she added like a bunch of like new little ad libs and things. But Loverboy structurally had already been recorded using the Firecracker sample.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we don't have an actual release of it, but there is a like a mashup, if you will, online, a quick one, but you get to like hear the original
like
sound.
Thought and idea.
Yeah.
And it's cute, and it totally would have worked, but I can't hear Loverboy any other way than how it is now.
I know, right?
Because now she was able to go in and get another 80s sample.
Yeah.
So this song is heavily sampled with Cameo's Candy, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And when she's talking about sugar daddies,
yes,
and candy, like it all sort of like works and plays together.
Yeah.
So I love Loverboy. I always have. And when she's talking nasty and dirty, I'm down for it.
It's, again, she broke out of Sony and all of a sudden her clothes fell off.
I know. I was like, girl. Like,
I was here for
Mariah
it,
was
yeah.
like, we thought she was like half naked in Honey.
And like Heartbreaker.
No,
yeah.
please. She's over here wearing a bandana as a tube top.
Well, I was mad that she tried to trick us into thinking that was an actual bandana.
Because, girl,
it's not.
I don't know where you found that extra large bandana to cover all of that because the bandanas I had at home.
I was trying to do that.
Certainly weren't fitting around my rib cage.
I know.
But I love it. I love it, though, because that's like an iconic look, and it was like a whole new vibe.
It is, because it was those days where Mariah would cut the top of her jeans to create a look, to create things.
Yeah.
So she was trying to sell us the bandana as a bra.
And it was now where are you going to go wearing that?
I know.
Only Mariah can get away with stuff like that. It's so crazy. But to me, it's iconic Mariah imagery now.
Actually, now that could be a really cute Halloween costume.
Oh, yes. Oh, I've seen people dress up as Mariah from Loverboy for Halloween.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Oh, honey, I'm telling you, I remember when the single came out, and we had like this big gay festival in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I had went and bought like 20 copies of the CD because they were 49 cents.
That's right. Well, that happened too, remember?
Yes. Yes, honey. We're going to get to it.
We'll get to
it. And I was handing them out, and I had little race flags, and I was flagging. I was like the flag boy, and I was handing out Mariah CDs. Yeah, for the gays.
On your own?
No, me and my lamb friend.
Oh, you were hanging out on Mariah
come on.
CDs. No, I mean on your own, no record label.
Oh, yeah. No, nobody asked me to do that promo. Girl, I was doing it for free. All right, so this was, so the single comes out, the music video is great, iconic looks, her on top of that car.
With the pink bodysuit.
Oh, my God.
But that was a good bodysuit.
Oh, and the boots,
The boots, The boots were a big deal.
Oh, they were a big deal. I love that look.
And she loves those boots too.
Yeah.
She kept them.
Yeah, she did, up in the closet.
Yeah.
We see them on the Cribs episode.
Yeah.
Which is fabulous as well. So also in the video, she is a hubcap model.
Yes.
We love that.
Yeah.
It's a little like kaleidoscope little effect. And then she's dancing in the car. I love the whole thing. I think David LaChapelle, who directed this, is genius.
Oh, yeah.
And his aesthetic is just, it works so perfectly for Mariah.
And now it's Making the Video with Mariah Carey.
So the name of the video is Loverboy. And I guess the loose concept is just David LaChapelle's fantasy of making me into a hubcap salesgirl. David LaChapelle is like an amazing, amazing artist. I know he doesn't usually do videos.
Just doing something that's just more raw and fresh with her.
His concept is kind of like muscle car girl fantasy trip.
It's like a car show. Girl on Wheels was the classic, custom cars, you know.
There's like a scene with me in front of the hubcaps. There's like 12 different versions of me. It's kind of like I'm trying to do the job really well so people will buy the hubcaps. And then at some point I graduate to being the car model.
It's all gonna be fun and happy and, you know, colorful. She's selling cars, she's modeling cars, she's a car model.
As David keeps yelling at me, you're a car model and you love this because you love it. You're happy, you're a car model. Woo! Car model.
Basically, it's boys and cars, you know. Boys love cars, boys love hot chicks. It's a chick on a car, and that's all it is.
We got Ludacris, Shauna, Brat, 22. You know, they're all in the race car thing. Then I'm gonna be like the flag girl at the race. They're gonna be racing cars, and I'm gonna be flagging them down. Somehow, I miraculously become the trophy girl too.
Everything's organic, everything's in camera. It's gonna be really cool.
The scene in the video where I'm popping out of the cake, I've wanted to pop out of a cake since I was little. It's all sort of just a big party and a celebration of the lover boy. But I don't have a lover boy in this video. I don't have a boyfriend in this video. Basically, the car is the lover boy.
That's all we need is a girl, like a car like this, and this beautiful girl singing a hot song. How can it go wrong, right?
And that was like his peak, David LaChapelle's like peak moment, I want to say, because back in those days, you would used to buy coffee table books. People were buying them and into them because you didn't have the internet to look at pictures.
Right.
Much.
Or
it was like fading in and out. But he was like popular for just like photography books.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was his like peak time to work with him. And that was his aesthetic, that candy look, glossy, shiny things.
Bright colors. And it's also, Mariah, again, at the new record label, working with creative people that she's allowed to because there's, a cute idea, whereas opposed to, oh, no, you can't be out on a racetrack in a bandana top. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
No, like she's really being able, or like she can't pop out of the cake.
Yes.
She was like, I gotta pop out of the cake. All of that. So, like, I think if she was still with Sony, they would have,
kiboshed it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, here we are. Mariah's being a little bit more free.
Yeah.
Changing her creative, process a little bit. And I'm here for it.
Oh, me too. And it's almost like an in your face to Sony. Like, I'm going to do whatever I want. Watch.
Yeah, watch me.
Watch how short my shorts are.
Okay, so Loverboy, the video comes out. People are loving and enjoying it. But here's the thing.
Well, I think people were kind of shocked by it.
It was. I
mean, in those days, it was still pretty scandalous.
It absolutely was.
And again, that is also turtleneck and, long pants Mariah.
Right. Now
we're dealing with.
Now she's showing us everything. She's a hubcap model.
Yeah.
But so people were a little scandalized by it because, again, they were scandalized by Honey. Even.
Yeah.
So here we are in that era where it's still like, you're not like able to just do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like
everyone's doing it.
Honey, if you're not doing it, you got nothing going for you. So, but the thing with Loverboy is, back in these days, radio was a big deal, and you had to get your song played on the radio in order for it to be a hit.
Yes.
And the radio was not having this. They were not playing the single, so it wasn't doing as well as everyone hoped. This was Mariah's lead single, and it was the first one, not to go number one.
Lead single off that world's biggest contract ever.
Exactly. And to a soundtrack to a movie that Mariah's never done. So again, the anticipation is so high.
Yeah.
But that goes into the whole thing of the smear campaign that sort of allegedly Tommy Mottola and Sony Records were telling radio stations not to play Mariah.
Yeah.
Don't play Mariah. Don't do this. Or they were trying to sabotage her any way that they could.
Yeah, and she was saying that, and that's where Mariah's gone crazy. That's where those rumors started coming from.
What is she talking about?
Yeah.
What? Because when Loverboy first came out, nobody knew the scandalation until the radio stopped playing it, and then Mariah's like, well, what the F? I'm going to let y'all know what really went on with this song.
Yeah.
And they're not playing it because Tommy's telling them not to play it. And I had to go in and re-record it last minute and use this whole new sample because they gave this sample to J-Lo and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. So that's when she started spilling the tea, if you will.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, J-Lo had just come out. She's probably in her second or third year in her career. Second album, the J-Lo album. She had the album done, and then out of nowhere, literally out of the blue, out comes these remixes that sound completely different to the album versions.
Right, and they do sound very similar to Mariah and what she was doing.
Exactly, and not even a club mix of it or a new hip-hop mix, a whole new song of that song.
Right, exactly.
Of her song.
Mariah lashes out at Jennifer in October's Talk magazine on stands tomorrow. When interviewer Vanessa Grigoriadis, who originally spoke with Mariah for Allure, told Carrie she'd recently interviewed Lopez, Carrie said, quote, "I bet it was really intellectually stimulating. I bet you could just see the depth in her eyes. She was so soulful."
She just really didn't like hearing Jennifer Lopez's name. It wasn't somebody she wanted to talk about.
Mariah, who calls herself Supergirl, says she often sleeps just 3 hours a night. When told Lopez claimed to get 8, Mariah said, quote, "If I had the luxury of not actually having to sing my own songs, I'd do that too."
Certainly, she doesn't have a lot of respect for her as a singer.
Grigoriadis says Mariah's attitude toward Lopez stems from her belief that part of the melody in Jennifer's hit I'm Real comes from Mariah's own song Loverboy. Though the music actually comes from a song recorded in the 70s, Mariah still thinks something's fishy.
This didn't make any sense to her. How did a melody that she had locked down over the summer, last summer, suddenly appear on Jennifer Lopez's album? This was something that really bothered her.
Mariah also aims her anger at ex-husband Tommy Mottola, head of Sony Music, for which Lopez records. She alleges that Lopez is so under his wing that he even groomed her to look like his ex-wife.
She's so completely driven by the idea that she wants to remain on top without Tommy that, that may have actually been her undoing.
Well, that just goes to show, everything sort of was happening, and it was somebody was doing something. That's all we know. Somebody had something up their sleeve.
Well, to Mariah's point, these songs just literally came out of nowhere for J-Lo.
Right. But Mariah got word of it
Yeah.
pretty quickly, and that's how she was able to, because she didn't want it to look like she was copying another person.
Yeah.
So she had to change it. But she did not change If We. She left that as is on the album.
Yeah.
Which is a lovely song. I love that bop. With
It's
Ja
good,
Rule.
but it's not even in the movie. That's what's funny.
No, it's not. It's not. But that's all right. What else isn't in the movie? Everything
lot.
else is in the movie.
No. We got DJ Save My Life's not in the movie.
Oh, that's right.
Twister's in it. Didn't Mean to Turn You On is in it. Oh, wait, Didn't Mean to Turn You On. Is that in there?
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's it. Yeah.
There's a couple of songs.
There's a lot going on now because now we see, the radio portion of it, the J-Lo portion of it.
Yeah.
And we quickly see things unraveling in this era. Now we see it like soon after Loverboy is released.
Yes. Well, the whole point about the whole J-Lo thing is that she wasn't making it up. Like, there's the evidence right there.
Yeah. And years later, years down the line, Ja Rule and the guy from
Irv Gotti?
Irv Gotti.
Yeah.
He even said himself, Tony Mottola specifically said, I need you to do this remix with this sample, and I need it now.
Yeah.
So we all know now what it was, but Mariah knew back then, and no one was believing or listening to her. They were just, shrugging her off like she was crazy, but she was not. So we have all of that stuff going on, and then comes another sort of scandal of the era was... Back in the day, you would go out and you would buy the CD single. Now, Mariah had two types of CD singles. She had just the regular version, and then she had the remix version, the CD5. So you get the single with the rap version and
the two tracks.
The two tracks, and then
was that in a cardboard case?
No, they came in. Here in America, they both came in like CD jewel cases. But there were a couple that came in cardboard.
Yeah, I think mine came in cardboard.
Probably.
Yeah.
And one was blue, and then the remix one had was purple with all the remixes.
It. Yeah.
So the one that had just the two songs was discounted from I think they were like $1 something or like $2.99, and they discounted it to like 49 cents for a week because they wanted to sell.
Yeah.
So it sold.
Yeah.
And it sold a lot.
Yeah.
So it shot all the way up the Billboard chart to number 2. So it did have some success, and overall it became the biggest selling single of 2001.
Right.
So it definitely had some success as a lead single from a Mariah album.
Yeah.
But we had all this funny business going on behind it.
Right. And when that starts happening, that's when you get distracted, and now, it just derails Mariah's momentum.
Right. And she knows that someone's out there to get her.
Yeah.
She's not just walking around paranoid. And so that, and also at the same time here, Mariah had been dating Luis Miguel. So he all of a sudden is not on the scene anymore, right around the Loverboy release time. So, from the public's eye, we see Mariah talking crazy like someone's out to get her and like stealing her music and blah, blah, blah. The radio isn't playing her.
Yeah.
And she lost her boyfriend. So everyone's like, oh, she's going nuts.
Yeah.
Because she's like sad and depressed and blah, 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 and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But really, there's some shit going on.
Yeah.
Just nobody really believes it.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like she can't escape Sony Music and Tony Mottola.
No, she's still running.
Yeah.
Still running.
I know.
And it's a sad situation.
It will drive you nuts.
So now we sort of see from, the outside looking into her, we see her sort of start unraveling. Now, one of the major promotions she did was TRL, and in June of 2001, she went on TRL and she gave away the Loverboy car, the one that she's sitting on top of.
Yeah.
She gave it away to some fan.
Can you imagine winning that thing?
Girl, I was there at TRL, and I was like, why am I not one of the contestants? Like, who are these people?
Right.
Like, what? I think they wanted straight boys, though.
Oh, straight boy wanted?
I guess, allegedly.
The thing is, you got to pay tax on that thing.
That's true. I think he eventually sold it as well. I wonder where it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But anyways, so that episode of TRL was like an hour and a half long. Like, it was and Mariah was there the whole time.
Yeah.
And they played all these games and blah, blah, blah. And I was there as well. And Mariah, did I ever tell you she sat down next to me?
What?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, she sat down next to me.
Wait, where were you? In the studio?
I was in the studio. So
in the front row?
Yeah, Well, they changed me in a couple of different positions.
Yeah.
So I was a little gay boy over in Chicago, and I had heard like, the Friday before that Mariah was coming to TRL, and I was like, I have to go. I must go. I don't know how I'm going to go. I'm going. So I bought a Greyhound bus ticket.
Oh,
girl,
bus.
The bus. I took the bus. I didn't really realize
how long did that take. 3 days
going on. No, like a day like maybe a day and a half. Not even.
Of nonstop bus?
I think so.
Ooh, that's a long trip.
Oh, girl, let me tell you. So anyways, so I get there and
hoping you're going to ride the car back.
Right.
Drive yourself back.
Exactly. Sure. So I get on the Greyhound bus. I show up at MTV. I'd never been to New York before.
Really?
And I was like, holy shit, like, what is this?
Oh, my God.
I didn't know where I was, what I was doing. I was just going to be here
Where
for
did you
Mariah.
Stay?
I didn't stay anywhere.
You got the bus back?
I got the bus back the very same night. Yes,
God.
ma'am. I was on a mission.
Oh, my God.
On a mission. And I was very serious about it. So I go there and
I can barely leave the apartment to go see Mariah. I'm sort of like, I'll skip that one.
Like, well, yeah, now that's back when I was a baby gay. I had a lot of energy and a lot of time to do nothing, apparently.
Yeah.
So I got here and then I found where MTV was. I don't know where anything is. I got a map in my backpack.
Yeah.
That's all, because we don't have Google. We don't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I got my little Kodak, snap and go camera because I'm ready to take a picture of her. So I get here, I meet a bunch of lambs outside of MTV.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have a ticket. I just want to go up. Can I get in? So I was lucky enough to get in.
Oh, my God.
I don't even remember. I was just there.
Yeah.
And I got in. So they sit you, I'm going to tell you, this is one of my classic Mariah moments. So they sit you, wherever. I got my Rainbow concert T-shirt on, the Thank God I Found You one. Super cute. And I'm sitting in the front row, but they have it's like I'm sort of like sitting towards the back of the studio. Like Carson is sort of in front of me.
Yeah.
And I'm behind him.
You're like in the rear.
I'm in the back, yeah.
In the shot.
So like Mariah is coming, and she comes out and she has the little blue tank top and the cute blonde hair. And she comes out and she starts like greeting fans along the way. And then she's about to stop and turn and go to Carson.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no, bitch. You're giving me a hug. I came on the Greyhound.
Yeah.
So I run up and I just sort of like...
You got out of your chair?
Yes!
Oh, no. That's so naughty.
That is so naughty. And security came rushing, but everything was fine. Live TV, girl.
Oh, my gosh.
Live TV.
Oh, my gosh.
You've never seen this?
No.
Girl, I gotta show
YouTube?
you. I'm on the YouTube.
Oh, my God.
And
also, this is the TRL before she unraveled with the ice cream truck.
Exactly.
Okay.
This was in June, and the ice cream truck was like 3 weeks later. And I really, at the moment, I wasn't seeing anything wrong. Like, I think I was just like so high and excited just to be in the same presence of Mariah.
Yeah.
So during this time, I wasn't thinking anything about a breakdown or that Mariah was like weird or unraveling.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Okay, so Mariah's coming.
Yeah.
And she's about to pass me up because she has to go over there to Carson.
Yes.
Live TV. I said, oh, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I run up, and all I remember is just running up and hugging her. Yeah. And I just remember blonde hair in my face. That's it. And, like, people pushing me back.
Yeah.
And that's all I remember. And then I go crazy and I start screaming and jumping like a little gay boy. It is the craziest moment in TV.
Is this all on television?
It is all on television.
Oh, my God. Now you're telling me this?
I know. I can't believe I've never told you this before.
I need to go YouTube it right now.
I know. You press pause. Okay, but the story doesn't end there. Okay, so now I'm jumping around in the back like a gay boy and I'm going crazy. And Mariah turns around and like looks at me. She's like, girl. And then the show goes on. And then like they do a couple of different stage setups with Mariah, like where they're sitting down and like, because they're playing games and things. So they move me sort of to like the back of the studio, like facing the windows. And Mariah, during commercial break, she's over there waving to the fans in the street. So then she turns around and she walks over to me. There's a bunch of us sitting there. And she's just like, oh, can you move over a little bit? I need to sit down. These shoes are killing me.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, oh, my God. And Mariah's thigh is like right next to mine, like we're riding the subway together.
Oh, my God.
And we're just sitting there.
Oh, my God.
I'm like dying.
Yeah.
And so she's like, she's like, oh, my God, these shoes are killing me. But, I'm like, oh, they were like little strappy diamonds.
Okay.
Like very rainbow era,
right?
Like 2001.
Yeah. High with thin straps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, Mariah, they're so gorgeous. And she's like, you got to suffer for beauty. I was like, and then of course I start going crazy. And I'm like, Mariah, do you remember meeting me in Chicago in 1999 at the Virgin Mega Record store? And she was like, okay, now I gotta go. She was like, I don't think I remember that, but I do. That does sound familiar.
Yeah.
She's like, nice to meet you again. Blah blah blah. This is before like 2002 Charm Bracelet era, where Mariah was like, okay,
you again.
You again. Now I need to know everything about you. So this was,
still getting to know her.
Still getting to know her.
It was your second date.
But she was sitting right next to me, and we were touching, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And then she got up, and the commercial break's only like 2 minutes, so whatever. But I was like, that like made the whole trip for me.
Yeah.
So then after the
show. That was worth that Greyhound bus ride.
The bitch, she sat next to me. Yeah. Okay, so then the show goes on. The boy gets the car. Everything's fine. La, la, la. Loverboy, Loverboy.
Yeah.
They were giving away T-shirts and like, CD singles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then Mariah goes outside. She leaves. And there's like literally massive amounts of people in the streets for Mariah.
In Times Square.
And this is when cars were still going through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like now it's like partially blocked off and there's only like one main artery. So there's literally massive amounts of people because Mariah's still at the top. She is like, the media hasn't really turned on her yet. In this era. Like, it's still pretty early.
Yeah, she's still the biggest record deal ever in the world.
So there's all these people, and Mariah's just crossing the street to get to her car, and then she's, like, off to whatever else she's doing.
Yeah.
But I just remember there was, like, a million people, and I had brought with me to have autographed her debut album. But not just any debut album. One of the original like promotional CDs that's in the cardboard and it folds out.
Yeah.
And she tells this whole story and it's like folds out into like this big picture of her with the microphone. And it has like those other little pictures in there that aren't in the actual album. So it's like very rare. Like I bought it from I think I bought it at a record store. Because again, they used to have record stores in Chicago.
Right.
So, and that's what I wanted her to sign. So I'm there, and there's all these people, and Mariah's out, she's autographing things, and I'm like trying to snap a picture and crank the fucking thing again, snap another picture, and all the while have her sign this CD of mine.
Yeah.
So she's out here, she's with the people, and I'm screaming and snapping and screaming. And then Mariah sees me, but she can't like reach because she wants to sign it, but she can't reach. So she tells her bodyguard, can you grab that for me? So he grabs it and she looks at it and she like stops everything. She unfolds it and she's like, where did you get this? I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God, I don't even know what I said to her. But then she signs the inside of it and then she folds it up and gives it back to me. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yes, amazing.
Yeah.
And then I follow her across the street with the other 5,000 million people, and then she just drives off.
Oh, my God.
And then I find my way back to the Greyhound station, and I go home and live my best life.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a fun adventure.
Oh, wait till you see the footage, honey. Wait till you see the footage.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be sure to put it on the Instagram for all the listeners so you can easily find it.
Yeah.
It does go by so quickly, though, that we'll find it on my YouTube page because I have it there, and I had to like slow it down so you really see what's happening because it was so quick. But anyways, that's all cute and fun.
Do we have any footage of her sitting next to you?
No, because it was during
like
a commercial
ad
break. Yeah. But I mean, that would be a dream. I mean, really.
You got the memories.
I got the memories. Suffer for beauty.
Yeah.
That's Mariah taught me. So now that's what I got to do.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all fun and games. And then really the next time we see Mariah is for her, basically her next TRL appearance, which is quote unquote a surprise TRL appearance.
Yeah, the infamous TRL experience.
So that's the next time we see Mariah, and then we really know something's going on.
And welcome back to this about the most bizarre TRL I've ever hosted. Show 700 and something. Things are going smoothly midway through the show, and then Mariah Carey walks in, takes off her shirt, and delivers ice cream to our audience. A little unannounced visit. But believe me, we're not arguing. I was just saying to Mariah before, I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're a huge superstar. You just walked in our little show and gave ice cream to kids, and they all love you.
You know what? Ice cream is important. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's the simple things in life we often overlook.
Things. Exactly. Like, you could have drama all day long.
Sure.
Whatever. We all do these things.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, if you don't have ice cream in your life, sometimes you just might go a little bit crazy.
And that's a metaphor for a lot more.
Do you guys like my shirt?
Yes, we love what you're wearing, Mariah.
Okay.
This is what you walked in with.
This is Carson's shirt.
Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it?
Me and Carson might, we might do a clothing line or something.
You're right.
So perhaps, this could be the start of it.
That, of course, would be the girls' division of our clothing line.
Well, a guy could wear this. What's wrong with a guy wearing this?
Sure.
We love all types of people.
While I have you here, Mariah, we're celebrating 20 years. 20 years of pop music here on MTV.
Yes.
It's a huge party that's happening August 1st called Live and Almost Legal.
It's about us.
We could almost go back and we could get anybody to headline this, and I think we found the perfect act. You will be headlining this whole entire show. Does that excite you?
It excites me a lot. Yes.
This is a woman here who sold over 140 million records.
I don't know. All I know is where's the cash, because it ain't in my bank account.
I mean, the Beatles and Elvis only have more #1 songs than you. So.
I can't even fathom that.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm just trying to I just wanted one day off when I can go swimming and look at rainbows and eat ice cream.
Right.
And maybe learn how to ride a bicycle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to help you out with that one.
I don't know how, but there's no ice cream left for me, huh?
We have one for you tucked away. We got to watch your video, Loverboy.
But I have a thing for my mom. Is that in this segment?
Sure, do whatever
my mom better be watching it. She's going to be mad at me.
We're not going by any particular segment at this point, I don't think.
Oh,
what do you have?
But because I knew that Mariah was working so much, I just thought she hadn't slept in a couple days. But really, she hadn't slept in 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah. So the infamous TRL, oh Lord.
Well, that's the one where it really became apparent there's a problem. Mm-hmm. And it was a what the fuck moment.
See, but again, at the time, I sort of didn't.
Yes. No, same. At the time, I was like, oh, this is cute, whatever.
But a few weeks after, I was like, okay, yeah, that I see it now.
But even if you go watch it today, you can really see it.
Oh, you can really, really see it.
Yeah.
I mean, just the whole interaction. We all know what happened. Obviously, Mariah pushing out the ice cream cart and everything like that. But that is cute and fun. That's something she would do.
Yeah. And then she takes her top off.
Takes the top off, and then Carson says stripping.
Yeah.
First of all, Mariah was wearing more clothes after she stripped than she is now. Well, you know what I mean? She was fully clothed.
Well, when she came in, she just had a long T-shirt on. When she takes it off.
Spray-painted Loverboy.
Yeah. When she takes it off, there's pants and a top.
Well,
she had more clothes underneath.
There's short shorts.
Short shorts.
And a top. It's she's not stripping. She literally just, it's like taking off, a bed shirt or, a robe or something.
Right.
It was a cute moment, I thought. And then Carson has to turn it into something.
Oh my gosh situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was an odd experience.
It was. I mean, there was at one point during it where, she was saying, oh, butterflies and rainbows and everybody needs, some therapy and today's that day for me. But then there was also other strange things, when she brought out a picture of her mother and was telling Carson that her mom is in love with him or something like that. And it's a lot of nonsensical things were going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the TRL thing. But honestly, I didn't think it was that bad until I knew what was happening. I just thought she was sort of punchy from not sleeping.
But also now we know that it was probably the bipolar disorder kicking in.
Right.
And that's what it looks like when it's untreated.
Yeah. That's totally it.
Yeah.
Again, and you sort of combine that with not eating and sleeping, then it's even more and more heightened.
Yeah.
It's just, overall not taking care of yourself. And so also during this whole beginning of the glitter era, Loverboy moments and things, we have no Luis Miguel, and there's also rampant rumors of Eminem and Mariah together.
Oh, yeah. That.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was also now in the headlines.
Yeah.
Now Mariah's crazy on TRL.
And the Eminem thing never was good. Like, it was a rumor, and then he, like, came out swinging.
And he said something like, yeah, the Mariah thing, yeah, I'm not going to deny it. Yeah, They did it.
Just like, he said something dumb.
He said something dumb. I don't, whatever. Like, so then that was a whole nother thing that was like, here, because Mariah never really was in the tabloids. Until like maybe the Butterfly era when she was allegedly dating everyone. But then this all started snowballing so quickly where every other day Mariah's in the headline, whether it's the TRL, the Eminem, the Luis Miguel thing. And then also at the same time,
at the same time, like I keep bringing it up, she did sign that huge record deal and all these millions and millions of dollars. All of a sudden, it almost became like everyone was out to get her now.
Oh, of course.
To take her down.
Yeah. And now the media's out to get her as well. And all the while, Mariah knows that Tommy Mottola, she's still running. To get her. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now the media's coming for her.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Overwhelming. So then we also have Howard Stern out there talking, shit about Mariah. And that's when we see the, once again, infamous moment with Cindy Berger, the microphone moment. So Mariah is out. This is like a day after TRL or something like that. It's like the same time.
Like on that promo tour.
Yeah. And she's out in Long Island.
Wasn't it like 2 days later or something?
I think so.
Yeah, really soon.
It's like out in Long Island. She's doing a signing for the CD single of Loverboy.
Yeah.
She's walking in, and the press is asking her about, like, the comments that Howard Stern has been making.
Yes.
And
she got the high pony, the denim skirt, and
she's
the
carrying
boombox.
the boombox, Hello Kitty boombox. It's all dented.
Yeah.
Iconic moments.
Yeah.
And her publicist, Cindy Berger, at the time, who's a great publicist. She worked with Mariah many, many times for a long time. And
she worked with Madonna, too, didn't she?
Yeah. And Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. She's like worked with everyone. She's like huge powerhouse.
Yeah.
And okay, so somebody's asking Mariah, and Mariah all she wants to say is, like blah blah blah, like let's just stay positive, this, that, and the other. And Cindy Berger starts pulling the mic away. And Mariah's like, no, wait.
Yeah.
And she does, and she pulls it away, and she's like, see, I can't even ever say anything.
Hi. How you doing? What? How are you doing today? I'm doing very well. We're all just living in the moment of being positive, and there's like people called haters. No, Cindy, let's go. One more thing. No. And we give them positivity.
Let's go. Stop.
You see, I can't even get a minute. Bye.
Come on. Hang on.
And that's when the press went nuts.
Now they went in. Now it's like, wow.
Yeah.
So now we really know something's going on.
Yeah.
Also, let's not forget, we're in the heavy, heavy days of like Honeybee Fly, mariahcarey.com. So we have voicemails from her as well.
Oh my gosh.
Because once the media gets a hold of the voicemails, which came just days after the TRL, and then we have the Cindy Berger mic pulling moment, and then I think on July 25th, so it's all like in a week's time. That we get like the voicemail that the media then is like, oh shit, something's going on.
Which disappeared real quick as well.
Right. Although, the Lambs
snatched and grabbed.
Snatched that up real quick. So, and of course, so did the media, because they played it all over. Every news station was playing a clip from this very frantic, not frantic, but
just like
very,
cryptic almost.
Yeah, very
nonsensical.
So basically all I really want to say is I don't know what's going on with life, and I hope all the fans are good, and I just want you to know that I'm trying to understand things in life right now, and so I really don't feel that I should be doing music right now, and I just want everyone to understand that, and that's really true. So if I don't make music, it's not because I don't want to, for you fans. And if I got your phones in my ear. I'm not sounding defeated because I'm not defeated. I'm just going to do this for me. And I know that the people who care about me will care about me, but I just can't trust anybody anymore right now because I don't understand what's going on. So, because I'm not watching TV, I'm just literally trying to get out of this room. And I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but the truth is, I am calling to say that I love you to my fans. I hope this message gets to you. I'm not going to be, Glitter's going to be out soon, and you're going to have that. And then I'm going to be taking some time off. I can't reach Nancy Berry, so I'd like to say that, Nancy, I will record and stuff. It's just that I needed some time off, but nobody was really giving it to me. And I feel that that's only because of the situation that we've been dealing with for a while, and that my managers were a little upset about it, and they were trying to press on and get through it, but that didn't work. And so it's nobody's fault, really. It's just that I worked, an incident took place that I'm not trying to have any bad karma surrounding by telling people's names. And what I would like to do is just take a little break, or at least get one night of sleep without someone popping up about a video or a thing, when all I really want to do is be me, and that's what I should have done in the first place. But somebody had me, people, whatever. I allowed myself to be a little bit too paranoid about life. And life is for living, so that's how deep this is. So if anybody gets this that really cares, just do me a favor, close the record, close the management company down that I own. And I'm going to lie here, wait for something to happen. Not that anybody cares, probably sounds ridiculous. But I can't reach anybody on the phone I'm at, so that's where we're at. So fans, I love you. We're going to do it again. And we're going to do it. We're going to make it. And if I take a little time off, that's cool. And that's all I'm saying. Lambs, you know how I love you. And everything's great. All right? Bye.
Yeah, she didn't know what was going on. She didn't know who she was talking to.
Uh-huh.
And now with that, now rumors can start flying.
Yeah.
And that's also the time where Mariah was like, I need to like get out of here.
Yeah.
So that's when she goes to her mother's house.
Uh-huh.
Then there's an incident there. And that's when the mother calls 911.
That's where it really went down.
No, this is all like the end of July.
Right.
So, yeah, this is it. Now here we go.
Yeah.
Now all the rumors. Now everything's happening. And now.
Yeah. Well, when the incident at the mother's house happened, that's when the suicide rumors started.
Right. Mm-hmm.
She tried to kill herself.
Right. And there's broken plates and there's, blood and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And, something did happen, but I don't think it was suicidal. Like,
no.
She just went,
she probably like smashed some plates.
Yeah. She
stepped
was
on him.
Mad, angry, confused, manic.
Uh-huh.
Totally.
Yeah.
And, and then also I think it was the same day she left that voicemail was the record label calling her up to be like, hey, we got to shoot this video for the next single, which is supposed to be Never Too Far. And she's like, I'm not doing it. I just want to sit. I want to sleep. I just shut everything down. I don't want to do anything. And Mariah had never said that before. She had never told anybody no. So, I mean, this was, she learned a lot from this era.
Yeah.
In these few months of all this craziness going on. She learned a lot about herself.
Yep.
Mentally, emotionally. She learned a lot about how the media will treat you and they will turn on you at the drop of a dime.
How a record label works.
How the business and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And, I think she learned a lot. And I think, by the time she does have her comeback with We Belong Together and everything, you can see that she isn't going to allow herself to be treated like a machine. Like a machine.
Yeah. A money-making machine.
There's so much going on, girl. I feel like...
I know, right?
Jesus.
Yeah. All of this, over Loverboy.
I know. And all in such a short amount of time. It really was from that first TRL appearance to that second TRL appearance, which was just a few weeks. Everything sort of, went down. And all the while, she had just wrapped filming Wise Girls. So there's that as well.
It's almost like the release of Loverboy was also the same time she could almost allow herself to break down because she was working so hard to get everything done. Like now that it's done and released, she can almost just go,
you can almost now collapse.
Let it out.
Which she literally did collapse.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't do any more. I can't do any more.
Yeah.
Like you cannot push yourself
like that
for too long. Yeah. Because you just can't. And she'd been doing it for years.
Oh, yeah. Well, even if you listen to Craig Seymour's interview that he released, the tape with her, he's with her for most of the day. And you can hear there's just constant motion. She's always moving. She's in the car. She's going upstairs, doing that, going here. downstairs. Like, it was just nonstop movement in the interview, an audio interview.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
And even by the time Mariah starts promoting Charm Bracelet, which comes out in 2002, she goes on the Oprah show, which is a fabulous interview. And she says, like, you know, people at home just think that, like, oh, you're rich, you're famous. Like, no, I'm literally, like, what is it? You know, you come and do the Oprah show or you do a little interview, but, like, to get ready for everything, to make sure everything is in place. Like, it's literally a process.
So what are you doing now to make sure that what happened to you, I completely understand. You all understand? Is everybody clear?
We were talking during the break that it seems like this is all a fun party to be on TV. And
I think that I was saying to Mariah, it's really hard, I think, for people to understand it unless you're in it, because when you're looking up on the screen at the videos and the glamour life, you think that that is just the most fun thing in the world. But you know what? She don't wake up looking like this. And, you know, I think of this every time I go to a speaking engagement. Somebody will say, oh, it's only going to be an hour of your time. Well, it took me 4 hours to get here. You know, I had to get up. I didn't look like this when I got up, as your crew will tell you this morning when I saw. So nobody really gets that it's work. Right. It's work. That when you stay in the studio and when you to be travel consistently 15 singles on the top #1 list, and you're the #1 performing female in the history of the world. That is a very... That it takes work to do that. That it takes work.
It's not just here. She's doing a local radio station interview. Yeah. She's getting on a phone with a radio station in Australia. And all the kinds of these things. Yeah. In which she did do a satellite interview in Australia.
With Rove McManus.
Which is right around the same time of the Cindy Berger TRL, all of that.
Yeah.
And the voicemails and everything. And you can sort of see that she's a little... And here's the other thing, when you watch some of these interviews, especially the Rove one, you see that people are telling her, like, to calm down and, like, be normal. Like, you know, focus. Yeah. From, like, behind the camera. Yeah. And Mariah's like, oh, why can't I just be me? Just be me.
Yeah. Well, she's been talking like that for a while in, like, a whole bunch of interviews and kind of behind the scenes things. But that was another time, it was the first time people were seeing it. Yeah. And she was almost like talking to herself and acting a little paranoid. Someone's looking through the window, giving me eyes or whatever. Like, you could really tell something was up.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, when you're doing all these things and all this, and like you were saying, everything is nonstop from, you know, morning, noon, night. It takes your toll. Yeah. You know, like, shoot, give me 2 days of nonstop things to do, and girl, I'm trying to find the bed. Yeah. After one day, I'm like, bitch, where is my bed, girl?
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine, you know, but Mariah is a hard worker, and she doesn't want to lose the momentum of her career.
Yeah. And disappoint people.
Right. Yeah. You know, she's a pleaser.
And also, like, you think, oh, well, she's just doing a photo shoot. Why don't you just cancel it? You can't, because you're paying these people. You got to pay them a minimum, probably already paid for the photo shoot. Right. Like, you just can't drop out of things.
So,
and again, you have to do the photo shoot because you got to sell the CD because the shareholders are over there wanting to know where their money's going
on. Yeah. There's a lot more behind the scenes, especially in the music business.
That's why it's business.
Yeah. It's all about money, honey.
Yeah.
So at the end of July, we see Mariah has gone to her mother's house for trying to relax, and she has an episode. The mom calls, and they bring her to, you know, the hospital. Not like the hospital because she tried killing herself, but more of like a mental hospital. Like, girl, can you calm down? And so, you know, she's there for a minute, and then she goes back to her mom's house, and, like, you know, there's paparazzi all in her bushes, taking, we got the first, you know, picture of Mariah after the, you know, and she's in her cloud pajamas. And, and then, you know, everything else is in Mariah's like, I need time. Yeah. And so what they end up doing is pushing the movie and soundtrack release back 3 weeks. Because I believe August 31st was going to be the movie release. And then they changed it because they didn't know what was going on. They wanted to give Mariah time to rest, but also time to rest so she can do all the promotional things.
And it's in their best interest to change it too, because you can't have Mariah Carey over here having a meltdown saying they've exhausted me, worked me to the bone.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, you can't rest. They have to say, yes, you can rest. It makes them look bad.
Right, exactly. So Mariah still has to work because you can't release an album and a movie and Mariah nowhere to be found. You have to be out there. You have to be interacting. You have to be doing all the interviews still.
Yeah.
So they push it back 3 weeks, but they do cancel some of the things that she's supposed to do, like the MTV, headlining the MTV 20th anniversary show. So she no longer is doing it, and then I think they got like TLC or somebody else to fill in for her.
Also, the Never Too Far video, they decided just to cut it out of the movie. Use that.
That's why we just got basically what you see in the movie is the Never Too Far video, music video. Because again, you have to cut her schedule. She can't do all of these things. That's why she ended up where she went. You know.
Well, I can't even imagine what the Never Too Far video would have looked like.
Right.
What would they have done?
It didn't need to be anything than what it is.
Yeah.
It's just her on the stage singing the song with the movie clips.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Like, you know.
That's a soundtrack.
That's a soundtrack video.
Yeah.
Mariah's done many of them. The Star.
The same thing.
Almost Home.
Yeah. When You Believe.
Yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah.
But anyways, they canceled that shoot. They canceled a couple of other things.
Well, I think there's also a bit of confusion between like where's Mariah Carey the artist performer / the character in the movie,
right?
Because we've got Loverboy, that's a Mariah Carey song, because it's not heavily used in the movie,
right?
And then you got Never Too Far, which is the character. So there's a lot of confusion as well going on.
But that's why I think they were okay with doing the Never Too Far, like, and connecting it to the movie, because the Loverboy is not connected to the movie. It's literally just like one little scene in the movie. So I think they should have been happy with that.
Yeah.
But so now we're in August here, and Mariah's like laying low. She's doing some things, and then she goes out to California.
Yeah.
Once they sort of like get her schedule rearranged and give her time, she goes out to like a hospital in California.
Like a rest center.
Like a rest center things, you know.
Like a rehab thing.
Yeah. I guess you would call it.
Well, you say rehab, it could be anything, like physical rehab.
Yeah.
Not like, doesn't mean drugs and alcohol.
No.
Like, just getting yourself
so
well
she can
again.
go to therapy.
Rehabilitation,
and get herself resituated and reorganized. So that is where she is during August. And then also around this time, we also have, we must R.I.P. Aaliyah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a whole nother big thing.
That happened too.
And so that sort of like, rest in peace, Aaliyah, but it took a little bit of the spotlight off of Mariah.
Yeah.
So like, the news and media can focus on something else.
Right.
And like Mariah really can just sit and breathe. So, so that was also going on. And then the infamous, so they changed the dates, and now the album will come out on September 11th, and then the movie will come out on September 21st. And now those are the new dates.
As Matt just mentioned, we have a breaking news story to tell you about. Apparently, a plane has just crashed into the World Trade Center here in New York City. It happened just a few moments ago, apparently. We have very little information available at this